Hey guys, Personal Defense, and we are finally starting the AR build for my wife. We're going to build it to her exact specifications, and since she wants it done to her exact specifications, I'm going to make her build it herself, and I'm just going to kind of provide guidance along the way. So I figured it'd be a good way to show you guys how a novice would build this, or how I just think it'd be helpful to all you guys who have never done this before. So what we're going to do today is we're going to install the forward assist assembly and the dust cover assembly into this stripped upper receiver. And what we have here is a stripped Aero precision receiver with it's got an American flag on it. It's pretty cool. Oh, by the way, my wife is building it. Her name's Elena. Say hi, Elena.
Hello.
So what you're going to need to do this is you're going to need the stripped upper, obviously. You're going to need some sort of gunsmith hammer. There's several different kinds. This is just one I got off of eBay. Oh no, I got it off of Amazon, I believe. You need to have a brass end and a nylon end. And what she has there in her hand is a 3/32 punch. You'll need that for this to do the forward assist. Now, the upper parts kit consists of the actual forward assist itself, the spring that goes over the forward assist, and the retaining pin. That's the forward assist parts. Now the dust cover parts, that consists of the dust cover, and she has a kind of little cutesy dust cover that I bought that I don't think she likes very much.
No, I don't.
It says Zombie Outbreak Response Team.
I'm not into the whole zombie thing, but that's fine.
Yeah, anyway, it's going on a rifle. And it has the dust cover rod or pin. It has the dust cover spring, and it has the retaining clip. So she has elected to do the forward assist first. So let's take off all these parts here off this, or do you want to leave this towel in the background? I was just going to do the carpet.
Yeah, leave the towel because it's kind of dark too. I like the towel.
Move all the stuff off, the dust cover stuff. Okay, so as I was telling her, your stripped upper, what you want to do is you want to keep it looking nice, new, and pretty till you actually fire it, right? So instead of the retaining pin goes in this hole here. So instead of, banging on the top here where people can see, you want to work from the bottom. And if you have a flat top upper, it gives you a nice solid level to work with. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the forward assist and you're going to slide the spring over the forward assist.
Okay.
Now there's no right or wrong way to do that. It goes on either way. So
okay.
Now hold on 1 second. The forward assist, here, hold it up to the camera. Right there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it to focus. Okay, the forward assist, as you can see, it's aimed one way and it moves back and forth like that. This side is a solid side, and then that side you can see there's kind of a groove out of it. Well, that groove, the retaining pin sits in there, and that's what holds the actual forward assist in place. So that side with the groove needs to face out. So as we look at the upper here, you can move that. We look at the upper here, that groove, well, I'm sorry, now that we're upside down, the groove needs to face inward. So when you put it in place here, this is really important because it won't work. Here's the groove side, see where the pin is? So obviously the groove side is going to be closer to the pin like that. If the groove side were on this side, the pin wouldn't go down in and it wouldn't stay in place. So do you see the groove side I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the side right there, right? Because that's what it catches on, is that little thing right there, right?
Right. And another way you can...
So it's got to go this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another way you can tell is, see how this is aimed inward?
Yeah.
and it flexes out. Just remember, it always flexes out.
Okay.
Okay, so
Write
now
it down.
you're going to take your spring and put it over your forward assist. And did you orient where the groove was?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
right there on
so
top.
stick the groove side in there. Now this is kind of the tough part. And what we actually should do is, let's start the pin before you do this.
Oh, okay.
So just take it out and put the pin in here. And just give it a couple taps with the hammer, the brass side of the hammer.
Move your fingers.
No, you're good.
Your fingers are too big.
You're good.
Your fingers are too big.
Just like that, yeah. Couple taps. We have the pin just slightly in, standing on its own, as you can see there. And most likely you're going to be doing this by yourself, so that's why this step is kind of important. Okay, now we're going to take the side that has the groove, and we're going to face that towards the pin and push this in. And see, the spring is it's got some pressure, so you want to push it in, not all the way, but just to about right there. Okay, bang it. It's behind my arm. So as you can see, I kind of got sloppy, and I banged it once with the brass end, but I think that'll buff out. But you can see it's slightly sticking out, and we look on this side, and it needs to come in a little bit more, so we're just going to take the punch and just kind of work it until we think it's even. And it looks like it just needs to barely come in, maybe a 32nd of an inch. Okay. So aside from the big brass mark I made on there, the pin is in the bottom, you can see, and it's not protruding on the top, and we just push it to test. It goes in and out easily and freely, and that is the forward assist assembly. That wasn't hard, right?
Shit.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the dust cover, and there's 4 parts to this one. There's the actual dust cover itself, which we said has this cool zombie stuff on it.
And this comes in a kit, right, usually?
Yeah, this is called an upper parts kit.
Okay.
But I bought this dust cover separately because I just wanted to be cool like that. So, don't worry though, it sits like this the most of the time, right? It's just when you're shooting or when it opens up, it's going to say zombie response. Okay? So we have the dust cover rod. I'm not really sure for the technical name of this. We have the retaining C-clip that goes on the rod, and we have the dust cover spring. The trickiest part of this is the dust cover spring. So you're not going to need, well, hopefully you don't need the hammer, but just have it here just in case. You're not going to need a punch, so you can put your punch away. So the first thing we want to do is put that C-clip on the actual rod. And if you look at the rod, on one end, there's a groove out of it. And you can see it pretty good on mine because it's white. You see that groove, that white groove? That's where that C-clip is going to go in. And sometimes it's kind of hard to go in because the tolerances are really tight. So I don't think you're going to be able to do it by hand. You're going to maybe need to, actually you might even need to hit it with the hammer.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. I thought maybe.
So usually what I do is grab one end with the needle nose, like just barely one end, and put it on there and then smack it with the hammer. But you got to use the nylon side. Here, you want me to show you? Let me see if I can hand put it on.
I tried. It kind of starts to cut your finger pretty good.
And what this clip does is it stops the rod from coming out while the dust cover is opening and closing and opening and closing. Because every time you chamber around or whatever, the dust cover, flips open. Every time the bolt moves, if the dust cover is closed, it will flip open. Okay, this is pretty tough to do, but we did get it on. What you kind of have to do is get it in place and put the clip on the bottom of the rod like this and kind of hammer the rod into the clip.
On a hard surface.
Yeah, on a hard surface. So the clip is pretty vital. So you really need it on there. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is now you're going to thread it through these holes, and let's just make sure it fits through these holes, which it does, like that. And you can see the clip holds it from going this way, and then you have the hand guards and stuff on right here, so it's not going to go back out that way. Okay, so that's what the clip does. So now this is the tough part. So we're going to, do you want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to orient the,
Does it go this way?
no,
This way, right?
right, but flip it open. Let's pull this out some. Okay, so just push it in till you get to the brake opening. Move your hand out of the way. Yeah. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so now this is the tough part. This spring has a long end and a short end. Okay, the long end goes on this side and it sits right there. The short end sits against it. You take both ends, you leave this one here, and you bend this one a half turn that way. And then you try and just kind of place it into place there. And push the rod in through. Just like that.
Oh, okay.
And see how it holds it right there?
You have to have the short end on
Then you
this
get the
side.
rod all the way through. So now, see, it holds it open. So, locks into place when the bolt comes back. Damn, this is a tight fit. The bolt comes back, it pops open. So even though there's some tricky parts to this install, it's probably the easiest install that you're going to do as far as the AR is concerned, with the little tedious parts and stuff. And this is a good way to start and get your feet wet doing AR work. What'd you think?
Yeah, it wasn't so bad, all except for the pin on the forward assist. It was a little bit harder to get in than I thought. So.
Well, it wasn't that, I mean, you just can't be scared to bang it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I think you were just kind of scared to screw it up.
Your hands were there too. I didn't want to hit those either.
And you can see, I mean, I did mar it right there with the brass, but this sits like this on the rifle. So you'll never see that I did that unless you pop it open and look or whatever. So that's it. So that was, I guess we'll call this part 1 of the woman's AR15 build. Thank you, Elena, for taking time out of your busy schedule to build your rifle. And I think part 2 will be us installing the parts on the lower receiver. That's a long one, and that's a tedious one. Anyway, thanks for watching.